Hello, this is Reelin with Coffee Reviews, and today we'll be discussing the Natural Ethiopia Shantawene from Manhattan Coffee Roasters. There's the bag. Let's go ahead and talk about Manhattan real quick. So I did one other video that's already on this channel. So when I was out in Los Angeles, I tried a geisha from them from Dayglow Coffee. I think it was the first geisha I'd actually tried. $12, $14 cup of coffee, very expensive coffee. And that was my first introduction to them. They're from Rotterdam in the Netherlands. And as I've kind of been talking to people about them a little bit more, I've seen how much people actually really like them. They're getting a lot of praise. They're becoming such a big name, one of those European giants that people are paying a lot more attention to. Kind of starting to earn their way up towards that Le Cabra name. And so I found this bag of coffee at Sound and Fog at a place in West Seattle. Terrific coffee shop. They usually have one European guest coffee roaster. And I was looking through the bags. I mean, this one I felt was going to be pretty one-dimensional, but straightforward, something I wanted to just have in my collection. You're just expecting a giant basket of berries, pretty much. Let's go ahead and talk about this coffee. This is day 19. And when I was getting, I got this on day 8, and the second I got it, I tried it. It's super light coffee, and that's what I kind of want to focus on is I took the beans out and I saw how light the roast was on this. I put it next to some Le Cabra, lighter than the Le Cabra. I put it next to Sweet Bloom and Onyx, way lighter than Sweet Bloom and Onyx. This might be the lightest bag of coffee I've had in a very long time, and might be the lightest roasted bag of coffee I think I've ever had. The beans just are so much more of this really, really light brown color than any beans I've ever seen. But continuing on that note, very, very exclusive berries, blueberries, strawberries, and some cherry notes. Cherry's technically a stone fruit, but next couple days, very vibrant berries, still the most prominent thing, and even day 15, I would describe it as like a cherry blueberry bubblegum, insanely, intensely, very forward. And again, I think it's day 19, and day 19 I get, the best way I'd kind of describe this is as a strawberry shortcake. Strawberry is the most prominent thing now, but throughout the course of this coffee, it's been rotating. You have cherries, blueberries, and strawberries. Terrific for people that love their berries. And berry flavor notes happen to be my favorite. Let's go ahead and put up the tasting wheel right now, so you can kind of see what I was getting here. Now I have this marked as the highest cleanliness of coffee, and I did a review on the Buriti, and the Buriti I put full cleanliness. This isn't quite as clean as the Buriti, it's not as crisp of a cup of coffee, but it's still way more so relative to other coffees you're going to try. Sweetness, highest possible because it's got those berry notes, and of course the berry notes, high as possible. Stone fruit, pretty high because the cherry is very prominent throughout this. I think the flavor notes listed on here are blueberry, strawberry, and cherry compote. Yeah, a huge selling point. And as you can see, when I think a coffee is roasted this light, it kind of loses out on the other things. Not a whole lot of body. There's still a tiny bit, but not a lot. No savory, no bitter, no smoke, no caramel, no chocolate, no spice, no saltiness. A tiny bit of some citric fruits that were coming through at one point, but when I made this flavor wheel, but still, what's going to dominate this coffee is the berry and the sweetness. So who would I suggest this cup of coffee to, or this bag of coffee? Obviously anybody that loves their natural Ethiopias. This is that fruit bomb. People that love their fruit bombs. This is the best fruit bomb I've had in a very long time. I think it gave me a lot of respect and praise for Manhattan coffee roasters. I actually do want to maybe experiment a little bit more. I've heard that they have other coffees in this rotation and cycle that are even better than this one from people. So I really want to go back and maybe grab a couple more bags of coffee and give them a little bit more thorough, in-depth review, because this right here, I think maybe some people won't necessarily like it. The people that are traditionalists, we're getting away from coffee at this point. But there are so many people that do enjoy these intense, unique fruit flavors that come from coffee, and that's what really made them fall in love with coffee. That's actually one of the things that made me fall in love with coffee as much as I did. So for those type of people, that's an obvious, straightforward recommend. And you know what, even if you're not into the berries, just check out Manhattan Coffee Roasters. They may be a little light for some people, but I think they're doing great things right now from the couple coffees I've tried. But we'll go ahead and leave it at that. If you tried this video, please leave a comment, let me know what you thought of it as well. If you enjoyed this video, then go ahead and give it a like, and if you're not already subscribe. And this right here has been a review of the Ethiopia Shantawene Natural from Manhattan Coffee Roasters. Thank you for watching.